Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to do something completely different because I've spent the last few days trying to figure out how to fly and manage the default 737 in X-Plane and also the Zibo mod, the 737. I've had a little bit of trouble with the Zibo mod. I think it needs to be upgraded or updated. I think there is an update for it. But as you know, I'm not that good with DLCs and downloading and upgrading and doing stuff. So I may have a go later at updating the Zibo 737 because it seems to be quite buggy. A lot of things don't particularly work and it's particularly hard to start up. But the default 737 in X-Plane is just absolutely beautiful. I am loving it. And as you can see from the outside, I have painted it and it is looking gorgeous. And also the logo on the back tail, I've managed to adjust that and fix that so it's sitting on there more straight and looking nice. So I'm pretty happy with it. Now today I'm going to do something different for you. I've designed a company flight plan for Jet-in Airways, and it's designed to make things easy for people who want to fly for my airline and support me and fly some of my lovely passengers. And the other reason I have it is to make it easy for dummies and beginners who are getting started with a study level aeroplane, particularly the 737. Now when PDMG put their 737 out, it will be study level, and beginners and new people who buy it and not used to 737s or study level planes will struggle. So what I've done, I've made this company flight plan, and it's designed to make your life easy if you want to put together a flight plan with a study level 737 and if you want to fly one of my routes in Jet-in Airways. So I've designed this company flight plan, flight chart. Now you can take a photo of it, you can take a screenshot, or you can play it back later and just pause the video and get a pen and paper and write down all the information that you see on the screen, because everything on the screen you will need, and it will help you put together a very simple basic flight plan from San Diego up to Los Angeles. Everything you need is here. Now you play around in your 737 or your study level plane, you've got to put your flight plan into your FMC or your FMS, and you need some waypoints. So here we go. I put the waypoints here for you. Albas, Exert, Guppy, and then you go straight in with an ILS approach onto runway 07 right. So there's only 3 waypoints to put into your FMC. It is really basic and really simple. Now forget about right procedures and all those kind of things. I know nothing about that. I just fly for fun, casually, and I make everything very, very simple. So you put these 3 waypoints into your FMC. And you'll need an ILS frequency, of course. If you want to do an ILS approach and landing, everyone thinks, oh, where do I get the ILS frequency from? Well, here it is. I've done all the hard work for you. The ILS frequency, it's not showing up for some reason here. The ILS frequency is 109.90, so you put that into your radio stack. I'll show you later. And up on the dashboard of your 737 on the heading there, you put number 69, and that's 69 degrees. That's the heading in towards the runway to land. So everything you need is here to set up a lovely, friendly, happy little basic flight plan. You're departing from Ksan runway 27, and you're going to spawn in at gate 6. Okay, so that's all done for you. And also you can choose the time of day in which you want to fly. You can go an early morning flight, 6:30 a.m. and see the sunrise. It's absolutely beautiful. You've got 9 a.m., 12:40 p.m. or you can do a sunset or an evening flight at 8:15 p.m. So you pick one of these flight times and away you go. You fly some passengers for Jet-in Airways up and down the coast to Los Angeles. Give yourself a little bit of meaning. Give your life a bit of purpose when you jump into your study level plane and you actually have a job to do. It adds a new dimension, adds a bit of fun and a bit of realism. Okay, so this is the flight we're going to fly today. We've set it up in my 737, the default 737. You can fly it with any plane, any livery. If you have a 737 and Flight Sim 2020, this flight plan should work beautifully, or an FSX or X-plane. You can do this flight plan and follow these departure times and frequencies in any platform. Okay, this makes it dead easy for you. Okay, I'll put that on my second monitor. Now also here, I don't know why this isn't showing up very nicely, something to do with the resolution or something. Now when you program your FMC, this is what it will look like. You'll have KSAN departing runway 27. You'll have 3 waypoints down here, and that's it. And on your multifunctional display, this is what the flight plan will look like, something like that. Okay, I don't know why it looks so funny here, something to do with the resolution and everything, I guess. It doesn't look good there at all. Okay, so here we are at KSAN. It is 6:30 a.m. We are doing the early morning flight. Now if we have a look at the radio stack down here, you can see I put in here the flight, the ILS number. Let me have a look. 10990. So I put 10990 in the standby, then I click this middle button and that switched it over to the active. So that's the frequency for our ILS approach. That just sits in there nicely. And up in here, the course, the little course display there, that's where you put in the heading for the runway as you come into land, 69 degrees, okay? So you need that in there, and you need that ILS frequency in the radio stack if you're going to do an ILS approach and landing. Now my FMC here seems to have changed a little bit from the screenshot I did before. Legs, here we go. Okay, KSAN runway 27, Albas Exer Guppy, there's my legs there. Departure KSAN, I've put in runway 27, departure and arrival. KLX arrival, I have put in runway 07 right, so that's all in there, and we're all good. Now there's a heck of a lot you can more do with the FMC, obviously. I've put my flight number in there too, see? Jet-in 101. There's a heck of a lot more you can do, but I'm only beginner. I'm not study level yet. So I've just done the bare basics in here to set up a flight plan. Now down here on my multifunctional display, once I've put that into the FMC, it comes up on here. Here is KLAX, there's my waypoints, 1, 2, 3, and down here off the screen here is San Diego, or KSAN. So that's exactly how it should look once you've followed all the information on this company flight plan that I've shown you. Okay, so let's get going, and we're going to see if this actually works. If it doesn't work, then forget everything I've just said and delete it. Okay, but I've set up a very simple flight plan. We're going to see if this default 737 will follow our flight plan, and we can do an ILS approach, and we'll probably cut in and do a manual landing. Now, how I've set up my views for inside the cockpit, I use my numpad up here. Number 7 is the default view. Number 4 goes straight down in here so I can see this information quickly. Number 8 will take me over to the autopilot. Now you can see here I've got 10,500 feet we're going to cruise at. We're going to cruise at 300 knots, so we're going to move along quite quickly, okay? And that's what I've got there. The 9 key goes up to my overhead up here. My 6 key goes down to the radio stack, and key number 5 goes to my throttle throttle display here. And while we're here, we're going to put our flaps down too, and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of trim, not very much, very little in fact. And we're going to set our auto brakes to RTO, rejected takeoff. You can see here my flaps are down too, so we're all good there. Let's just check up here on the overhead panel, make sure my taxi lights are on. Logo lights can go on. Isolation valve needs to be open, that's open. My packs are on, so I can get some air circulated through the cabin. I'm going to put that round to auto. Round there to auto. Just going to check that my window heat and everything is on there. Fuel pumps are on. Everything is looking good. Fingers crossed we do everything okay. Now I always put my window heat on now. Real pilots say that they will always put their window heat on even if it's not raining or a frosty day. They want their windscreen warmer because the glass is softer and more flexible. If a bird hits the window, the glass, it is less chance of cracking or being damaged if it is warm, because the glass is more flexible when it is warm. When it's very, very cold and icy, obviously the glass is very brittle. So they always put the window heat on, whether it's a nice day or a frosty day, just to keep the glass warm and less chance of it getting damaged. Okay, so I think we are ready to get some pushback underway here.
Okay, push cart on the way.
And we will get things going. We're not going to worry about air traffic control today. We just want to fly this route at 6:30 a.m. and actually see that my flight plan is a good one and it actually works, because I'm going to be saving this flight and I'm going to be saving this route so that I can fly it many, many times and just change the time of day for the route.
Here we go.
Here we go. Nice time of the day to fly, actually, really early in the morning. I really enjoy it. Thank you, mate. The default 737 is just looking beautiful. I really like it. Really do. See you, buddy. See you, buddy. See you, mate. Right, I think we can get cracking. Quite a bit of traffic running around the airport today. Try and keep the nose wheel on the center line, which I'm not very good at. Oh my gosh. I haven't been drinking okay. Well, I have had a cup of coffee earlier and a cup of tea. That should be fine there. Right, so we're going to use our Autopilot to fly up the coast to Los Angeles, and then as we come around towards our finals, I will manually fly the plane and manually come in for a landing. I've only done it a few times just as I'm practicing and trying trying to get the hang of the controls and the key assignments that I've set up. So not a lot of practice, but I have done it just a few times. Some of them were good landings, some of them were atrocious. So it's like a bag of licorice all sorts, as Forrest Gump would say. You just never know what you're gonna get, okay? So we'll see what we get today. Okay, we're not going to go through all the air traffic control stuff today. Just for the purpose of this video, we want to see if my little Jet-in company flight chart actually works or not. Everything is good. Took me quite a bit of time to set it up, so fingers crossed that it does actually work, and I really hope that it does actually make people's job easier when they're setting up a flight plan, to just have a chart like this where all the information they need is on there to set up a lovely little flight in their study level aircraft, which is really going to help people get started, really make things easy for them. Right, so here we go. We're going to turn on our autopilot soon and see if we can follow our flight plan up the coast. Try to keep the plane at 15 degrees climb out. Try to use the trim rather than the yoke all the time, so I don't get that rocking around feeling. Bring up some flaps. Turn slightly to the right. Okay, flaps up. Let's come over to our autopilot. We'll turn on the flight director, auto throttle. We're going to turn on LNAV, speed, and the autopilot. Bring my throttle down to idle because my auto throttle is on. And I'll set my vertical speed at around 1,600, nice and gentle, slow. And I think we should be on our way up the coast.
Once you reach a comfortable cruising altitude, ladies and gentlemen, the flight attendants will be in the cabin. They'll offer you a cocktail beverage of your choice, along with breakfast. There are 5 flight attendants on board today, primarily for your safety. If there's anything we can do to make the trip more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask.
Now I know X-Plane doesn't have the eye candy of Flight Sim 2020, but really look at this, the scenery, the sky, the sunrise. There is really nothing to complain about, guys. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. And look at this view. You cannot do that on Flight Sim 2020. And I love it. Okay, so let's have a look at our controls. We're at 10,500 feet or thereabouts. We're at our target speed, 300 knots roughly. And you can see our flight plan over here on the multifunctional display, the MFD. Albas, our first waypoint coming up, 8.8 minutes. 51.2 nautical miles to go to Albas, our first waypoint.
Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. We're level at our cruise altitude, so I'm going to turn off the seatbelt sign at this time. So you're free to move about as necessary. However, when seated, we would like you to keep your seatbelts comfortably fastened for your safety. We just checked the weather and expect smooth sailing for most of the flight. So for the most part, we're going to stay quiet and let you enjoy the entertainment and service, and we'll be talking with you later on the flight.
Okay, so we're all set on our way. Actually, I think a nice cup of coffee and a bacon and cheese McMuffin would be very nice. A bacon and cheese muffin. I think that would be really nice. Let's see if either Charles or Wendy can fix us a nice muffin. Are you there, Charles? Wendy? Any chance of a nice bacon and cheese muffin? White coffee, 1 sugar, please. When you have time, no hurry. Cheers. Oh, they're great guys. They're so helpful. Really good. They never complain, always smiling. The other day I had to ditch the plane and land in the water, but no complaints. Everyone just carried on. Never complained. Look at that beautiful colour in the sky there from the sunrise. It's not really cartoony or overdone. It's just really sort of mellow. It's really sort of subtle. It's just beautiful. Really liking it. And I'm not a big one for eye candy, as you know, because we're really up here. We're at over 10,000 feet. What's the point of having all that fancy eye candy on the ground? I'm enjoying the plane, I'm enjoying the sky, the colours, enjoying flying. Why do I need all the eye candy around the houses and the buildings and the airport and the roads, you know? This is where I want to be. I want to be up flying, having fun in the 737. As long as I've got a nice airport and a runway to land, and I've got a big bunch of happy customers sitting beside me and my flight crew, I'm as happy as a pig in mud. It's good. Right, now let's have a look. We're cruising along at 10,500 feet at 300 knots. And you can see we have not reached our first waypoint yet. 31.3 nautical miles to Albas. 5.3 minutes to go to our first waypoint. In fact, it is not far to go at all. I think we can even start descending a little bit soon because it is such a short flight. Let's come down to 8,000 feet for right now. Better bring our speed down. We're not allowed to do, not allowed to go over 250 knots, I think. Under 10,000 feet. Vertical speed we'll do minus, oh that's too much. We'll do minus 1,400. Just a nice, gentle, friendly, happy descent while everyone's eating their muffins and scones and enjoying a nice fresh cup of coffee. We don't want to do anything too crazy, too radical. Love the way you can see the heat coming out of the engines there. That is really well animated. Really see those hot engines working away there. Just beautiful. The Zebo mod looks pretty much the same as this, I have to be honest. A few little extras. It's got the iPad over here on the left, which takes a bit of getting used to, but once you figure it all out, it is quite good. But basically the same cockpit, just a few little extra functions really. I think this plane is quite close to study level, and I think if you can fly this plane really well, it will hold you in very good stead when the PMDG study level 737 comes out. You'll be able to slot straight over to that plane and that platform if that's what you want to do. So everything you learn about this plane and your experience in flying and flight plans and autopilots and landing, everything you learn here, you'll be able to just take straight over to the PMDG study level 737, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to upskill myself so that I'm not going to be too lost when it does arrive. I'll be able to sit in the seat and basically know where everything is, know how to program a basic flight plan into the FMC, know how to use the autopilot. So I'll get some immediate enjoyment out of that plane when it arrives. Now let's have a look. We're getting close to our first waypoint, only 3 minutes to go, 14.1 nautical miles to Elbas. And then we'll be turning around to intercept our final approach. So I'm going to start bringing my altitude down a little bit more. Doesn't help to be down a little bit early, I always say. Better than arriving at your final approach and you're way too high. That is a little bit awkward, to say the least.
From the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We're gonna be landing in, about 20 minutes, so I'd appreciate it if you would return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts at this time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our approach, we ask that you please check. Make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened, low and tight across your lap. Please return your seat backs and tray tables to their full upright lock position. If you've had occasion to use your carry-on items, please make sure that they are safely stored underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead enclosed bin. Also, if you're using any type of electronic device, if you would please turn it off until we are parked the gate.
Okay, the other thing I can do too sometimes is just hit the M key and it will bring up my map and I'll see my plane here. I know KLAX is just over the other side of that peninsula. Elbas is about here, so I'm going to be turning out here very soon and come around for my final approach. When I hit that final approach, of course, I want to be at 3,000 feet. Okay, let's bring this down again a little bit more. 4,500 is okay. Okay, we're coming down now in our speed to 200. We're around about 3,000 feet now. So our plane is following the GPS. It's following our flight plan that we put into the computer, the FMC. Only 2 or 3 waypoints. It's very, very simple. But I think it's going to be very effective, actually. I have painted the Zebo model as well in my airline colours. So if I do get it working, I manage to sort out the things that don't seem to be working properly. And to be honest, it's probably me. It's probably not the plane or bugs. It could be just me not being a study level, not having a study level brain basically. But if I get them sorted out, I will do some flights in the Zebo mod, because it is a beautiful plane. Okay, so let's have a look at our speed. We're going to be turning around soon. I don't want to be too fast or too high. We are at 3,000 feet or 2.9, so that is a good thing. Right, I might do this now.
Flight attendants, prepare for landing, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we request that you store your electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. We also ask that you extinguish all smoking materials. In final preparation for landing, please make sure your seatbacks are straight up, your tray tables are stowed, and any carry-on luggage you may have brought on board with you is underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin. The flight attendants will be passing through the cabin one last time to do their final compliance check and pick up any remaining cups and glasses.
149 knots. Got one diamond in the middle and one magenta diamond up there. Hopefully that will come down as we are on finals now. Let's drop our gear. Gear down, check. Okay, fingers crossed. I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first full flight and recording a full flight in this almost study level 737 and X plane. So in my book it is a major achievement. You've probably been doing it for years, guys. I know, and I take my hat off to you, all you flight study level pilots out there. I take my hat off to you and respect you. You've obviously worked hard, but for me, I am just a casual flyer. I'm a beginner. So flying anything anywhere near a study level plane and doing a full flight and a landing for me is quite an achievement. So let's hope that flight plan is a good one. I can use it many times for our Jet-in Airways. If you would like to use it and fly for Jet-in, do some flights, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Right, let's check our ILS approach. One diamond is right in the middle there. We're at 150 knots. Let's can bring our speed down a little bit more. I want to be around 130 when we land. 135 would be good. And I think we could just about drop some flaps a little bit more as well. Okay, let's put on our landing lights. Still can't see the runway. There we go, our diamond has come down. There we go, our diamond is coming down. Let's hope we lock onto it there. That will be brilliant. And I think I can see the faint hint of, oh yeah, I can see the runway now. The lights are just coming into sight up ahead there. This is exciting, guys. My flaps are almost down full. Down to 39, come down to 37. We're locked onto the ILS, so our flight plan, our company flight plan has just worked absolutely beautiful. The only thing to do now is to try and achieve a reasonable landing. of that view is just absolutely outstanding. I wish Flight Simulator 2020 had done a fly past view or a replay view that is simple as this one. The replay view in Flight Sim 2020 was an afterthought, and I think it was a bit of a disaster. And certainly no flyby view. They could have done things a bit better in my book in regards to that. They have done the eye candy very, very nicely, but other functions and other things, I'm afraid they fall short on a little bit. Okay, so we're following the glide slope down beautifully. There we go. Very soon I will turn off the autopilot and bring her in. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay. Auto throttle off, flight director off, autopilot off.
200. 100. Light slow. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
That's it, guys. That was the landing. Wasn't too bad. I've seen a heck of a lot worse. I've done a heck of a lot worse. Yeah, not too bad. Quite happy with that. Let's have a look at the replay and see how we went with that, shall we? I didn't think that landing was too bad, actually. For me, for the dodgy pilot, I'm saying. Not too bad. Always room for improvement. But really, this is my first complete flight in almost a study level plane from A to B, and also trying to do a nice landing and following the company flight plan, the Jet-in Airways flight plan, which I think worked brilliantly. It works perfectly. Just using the information on that company chart, you can fly a perfect flight from San Diego to Los Angeles. Just perfect. Here we come. Beautiful. That wasn't too bad, guys. That was not too bad. Had my speed brakes on, reverse thrusters on. I've got to say, I am pretty happy with that. For me, okay? Maybe at your level it wasn't good enough, but I've got to say, for me, I'm pretty happy with that landing. Okay, let's bring up the flaps. And head over to parking. Landing lights off. Beautiful clear day here at Los Angeles.
It's going to take the captain just a few moments to taxi to the gate, so we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off and the aircraft has come to a complete stop at the gate. That will be your only indication that it's safe to get up and move about the cabin. We also ask that you keep the aisles clear of any carry-on baggage. This is the termination of our flight this morning, so we ask that you check seat back pockets, closets, and overhead bins for any articles you may have brought with you.
Here we got a Delta Airlines over there. We have an alliance with Delta Airlines. So on Flight Sim 2020 we fly our Delta livery for Delta Airlines. And in FSX or X-Plane we can fly our Jet-in Airways livery. Maybe one day we will have a Jet-in Airways livery in Flight Sim 2020. That would be fantastic. It would be wonderful to have a PMDG painted in Jet-in Airways colours and livery. That would be a dream come true, but I can't see that happening for a while. I just haven't figured out how to do it. I'm not prepared to put in 100 hours to try and figure it all out and do it, because I tell you, I will lose half of the remainder of my life working on that. And I'd rather spend time just flying and enjoying the flight simulator. A little bit more, come on, a little bit more. To run out of juice yet. Okay, that'll do us. Excellent. Well, there we are, guys. We made it from A to B with our little company chart, our little company flight plan. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you will try the little flight plan that I designed there. See how it works for you. It is really for beginners, people getting started. It saves a lot of time setting up your flight plan, a lot of trouble, and it's just a basic, simple plan to get people started and to have fun with Jet-in Airways. Let me know in the comments if you like the idea, if you like the chart. Let me know if you flew the chart, and let me know if it's a good idea and you'd like to see some more charts of some more of my regional flights. All the information there. You don't need to go researching or digging. Everything's on that little chart for you. So go back to the beginning of the video and just freeze frame it or take a screenshot and have fun flying. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Hi to all the new subscribers. Keep safe, keep well, and enjoy your flying. I'll see you again soon. Okay, ciao.